Yeah, I'm trying to put it really low because I want to see like who wins. Okay. Oh, we're live. Hi. Welcome
It's
back
the
to
glow.
my channel. If you're new here, hello. I'm Melissa. This is Age. This is Andres. We're talking about Silo season 2, episode 8. It's called. I wrote it down in the thumbnail somewhere. I forgot the name of it. Something Quinn. It's a long title. I forgot it. Forgive me.
I
It's
don't know.
it mentions Quinn because we talk a little bit more about this mysterious Salvador Quinn. But first, before we get into it, let me know what you rate 1 out of 5 silos for episode 8.
Man, this is the most infuriating episode for me. I want to give it a 1 out of 5 once again,
What
but
the
that would be
heck?
mean.
That is hilarious.
I'll tell you more later, but I
Yes.
didn't enjoy it.
Okay. Andres.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I thought the last two episodes were like solid on a curve of silos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will give it 3.5. 3.5. At least we're getting somewhere with lore,
Yes.
which I feel like is the thing I've been saying because the quality of the show and the acting and stuff, not that great. So you got at least got to give me something that's unraveling. And it
Mm-hmm.
feels like we're getting that the past week
Yeah.
or two.
And I think because we're getting somewhere that I was thinking of giving it a 4 to be very nice because I have not given this show past 3 stars. And because like things happened in this episode and it's on a curve, it's a silo curve because
Yes.
it's not a great show. I haven't really been loving it. I'm very sad about it. And I was like, I'm going to be nice and give it a 4. Before the season's out, I got to give something a 4.
Wow. This episode?
Well, yeah.
I think there's.
Let's say hi. Hi, Kristen.
Yo.
Hey, Chris Dang.
Yeah.
I think like there's the potential for like one of the next two episodes to reach a 4, which is why I stayed with like a 3.5.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, if you're not going to give like this episode a decent score, then like you're really
You're
you're
just
just committed to admitting how bad the show's been.
we be doing curves over here. I
Yeah.
did a curve. Yeah.
What did you think of that last episode? Because you weren't on the show last time.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I know. I actually caught up with both of the episodes that I missed
Mhm.
today. I did see like last week a little bit of the podcast. I saw Age also gave that one like a 1, right? And then
I love that you.
Melissa, you gave it a 3 or something.
Yes, they're
Which
all.
is like more fair. I probably would have given it like a 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the one where she like goes down.
Yes.
Now I'm like mixing both episodes in my head because I
Yeah,
just
'cause
watched
you
them
watched
both
it back to
recently.
back. Mhm.
And maybe that's why I enjoyed them a little more because I just
Mhm.
was like,
So I'm telling
give
you,
me
But
more,
that's
give me more.
isn't that our theory that binging it makes
binging
it
is
good?
probably a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because you don't have to just wait. And it's like it's not a show worth waiting, I guess, each week for. It's just
No.
a show like
No.
interesting enough to keep watching on your own pace.
Yes.
When you think about it, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Waiting week to week, not for this show.
Yeah, it's like I could imagine myself having like all of season 2 like available and then
Mhm.
being like, I really just want to know more about this solo guy, so I'm just gonna like keep watching more and more until I find out his whole background.
Mhm.
So I feel like we're getting closer to that. Like which one? Silo 17 and 18? Are those the 2 silos?
I keep switching them up. I don't know.
All right. Well, whatever. The Steve Zahn silo
Mhm.
is getting a little interesting. And then I feel like also with the Salvador Quinn storyline, the original silo is also unraveling. We're learning more.
Yes, and I think I just wanted a little bit more. I thought like it was like edging me. I was like, we're not there yet because like with the Quinn thing, I thought we were gonna finally like just know what it is already. But I feel like we still only know, okay, he burned books, he made people forget their memories, and then we don't have any more information. And I'm just like, I'm frustrated again. Like, can I just get the answer? Hello, Texas Tourist. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. What
Oh,
silos
Texas Taurus.
talking about? It's a sci-fi dystopian drama that is on Apple TV. Yeah, no, this is not House of the Dragons, but you can check out those videos somewhere on my channel. I made a playlist.
Thankfully, on the Silo podcast, the show has been so disappointing that we talk about a lot of other stuff. So House of the Dragons may come up. You just have to watch through and figure it out.
Episode. I don't know if we were in the green room when we talked about it, but we were like, season 2 of that show was so much better than this show.
I also have a feeling, that live updates of the Golden Globes will happen tonight. So
yes, I
don't want to watch that.
I'm watching it right now. Nikki Glaser is the host. I have never seen any of her stand-ups before.
Oh, she's funny. She's funny.
Okay. Oh, she was on NPR today. She sounds very funny.
I will watch her monologue after we wrap this up.
Yeah.
She had them saying the F word on NPR.
Nice.
That's crazy.
I think like you can only be so funny at those award shows, even though Ricky Gervais was really good. Ricky
Gervais was known for being controversial in those shows.
He did whatever he wanted. That's really hard. Like that takes a lot of balls. But we'll see. We'll see. She might do it. She's really good.
Good. Awesome. I'm excited.
I haven't seen an award show live in probably 10 years.
I think I watched like last year's Oscars were the first award show I had watched. Like I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched some of it for the first time since The Shape of Water won.
I remember we were all kind of disappointed by that. We were like, what?
So stupid.
This movie?
Which a lot of people still like it, but I don't know.
It was not for us.
Nothing.
Shape of Water was 2017. My goodness.
Yeah. So the Oppenheimer Oscars were the first time I tuned in since then. And I feel like I didn't miss anything. I mean, yeah.
But the Ryan Gosling's Ken performance was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was like probably the highlight performance for me.
Of what?
Yeah, last year.
2023. Yeah. That's 2023, right?
He performed his song, which was really entertaining. It was funny.
Oh, at the Oscar. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I saw like bits and pieces. I think I just saw the ending, like the main, like best actress, best actor, best director, and best picture. Because I think I kind of wanted to see Christopher Nolan win his first Oscar, and I guess everybody was expecting it, and it was cool. I felt like it did feel like a long time coming. Like I don't even respect the Oscars much anymore, but now that Christopher Nolan finally has one after like his long career, it does make it a little more
exciting for you.
Yeah, it makes it like okay, like at least he's got an Oscar. That's overdue. So.
Something made sense. Yeah. Oh, we have our winner. Who won? Okay, Zoe Saldana has won Best Supporting. It's getting interesting. Ariana was supposed to win that.
Oh, she was supposed to?
Yeah, because she's the favorite to win.
Okay, but last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess we talked about how Zoe Saldana was also in that category. I haven't seen Amelia Perez at all.
Do you think they have award shows in the silo?
You know, in the silo, I think they probably do for like people in IT because they're like below themselves.
Yeah, they're all about community and getting everyone on the same page, which I was like, again, I love hearing the lore. So I loved hearing about how Salvador Quinn basically sacrificed his whole reputation to kind of make everybody forget about the previous rebellions, which is kind of weird because they know about his rebellion. So I don't understand how that worked. But
I feel like they just lied to them. The water clearly, like, I don't know how this memory wiping thing works, but clearly they can put it in the water. But like, how do they control how much of your memory gets wiped? Like, did thousands of people just like forget everything?
Well, it was little by little, they said. Yeah.
So but how does that work?
Years. That's like that's kind of crazy.
How do you stop them from remembering? I don't know. We haven't seen how the drug works, so I guess.
Because like, if it takes months or years, let's say like. Group A, they don't remember, but then like what's going to stop Group A from being told the truth by Group B because they don't have the water yet? Like, how does that work logistically?
Yeah, like some people's memories are going to fade quicker than others. And then I feel like somebody would have picked up on it and started like journaling. Do they have journals? I don't even know.
Yes.
Maybe they confiscated them.
Probably. I was going to say that. They probably like tear that stuff away.
But hey, a few weeks ago, I guess they had been talking about like this potential for like a memory erasing drug for a while because that other guy keeps saying like they promised me they'd erase my memory,
and we were doubting if it was legit.
Yeah,
but it seems to be.
Yeah, it seems to be legit. And I guess a few weeks ago, like I always watch a recap before I jump on here to like have it fresh in my mind. The dude that I watch recaps of, he was like hypothesizing that maybe Judge Meadows had an alcohol problem because she knew about
All the memories.
the water that erases your memory. So she might have just been drinking strictly alcohol which at this point she's dead, so it's irrelevant. But it's just kind of an interesting.
So you're saying it was out of paranoia and not alcoholism? I mean, like paranoia later caused it.
That's like one.
Interesting.
Paranoia because she's remembering stuff, or like she feels guilty about the memories?
No, like they could be poisoning her water for whatever reason.
So you would, if you knew that existed and you wanted to hold on to like all of the knowledge that she has, she would probably avoid water. Even though, like, I don't know how long you can really just drink alcohol.
Oh, that's like
I like this theory. I didn't think of that.
It's like 140 years of poisoned water.
It's a cool theory, but I don't know, like, if it's relevant anymore now that she's gone. But just goes to show that, you know, there might be some layers to the story. And then I guess so. The logic of the Salvador Quinn thing isn't like that. Doesn't make that much sense to me, because they're saying like there used to be a revolution every 20 years. And then he came in, had one like big one, and then made everybody forget about the other ones because it was happening every 20 years because they remembered the previous one. But like, why wouldn't you just wipe their memory of the Salvador Quinn one too? Why do they remember that one?
Maybe part of it is that they had to think that was the only one, and it was the one that caused this supposed change. I actually don't know what the change would have been. We don't know very much. The more that this show delves into lore, the more I kind of say like, wow, this is like they took all the ideas of Attack on Titan and did them worse.
Can't speak to that.
AOT, man, it's really good. Highly recommend it. I have recommended it to both of you for years. I wish someone in the comments would come and corroborate this. It is extremely great literature, great filmmaking, incredible.
But yeah, in Silo, it seems like they've done a good job in getting everyone on the same page to hate Salvador Quinn, even his own family.
Salvador Quinn.
I still don't know what he did that was good, though. Poison everyone?
I don't know what he did that was good either. Because isn't it bad that he wiped people's freaking memories away?
I guess that was the solve. Maybe that's all he did.
If you are of like the opinion that it's bad that these revolutions happen because they could potentially open up the silo and like poison everyone and kill everyone, then you're like, oh, it's kind of heroic that he sacrificed his reputation to stop that trend and protect the
it
silo.
Sounds like all of that's bullshit, by the way. Like, I think all of that is what they're saying happened, and I don't believe any of it.
Well, people in Silo have different opinions about him being a hero or not as well.
I just think that Bernard is a liar. I think he's lying. I think that something else happened, something different, and maybe he doesn't know the truth.
But they did say that Judge Meadows told his family the same thing. So I don't know. I don't know if we trust Judge Meadows either, but
I don't know.
I trust her more than Bernard.
Mad that she's dead because she's not there to like tell us stuff.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the last episode, they mentioned the Wizard of Oz, and then in this episode, it never came up.
Yeah.
What was that about?
The Wizard of Oz was like a Meadows thing.
I thought that's where the code was, but the code is in the pact.
It's one of the books she took from what's it called? From Salvador Quinn's house when she was like trying to get all the books or something.
It is, but like, didn't they mention it because that's where page 77 was? But instead, it was the pact. Underline letter.
I thought it was going to be something in the Wizard of Oz thing, but it kind of just seems like that's a book she picked up while she was taking all the rest of the stuff she needed, and then the old version of the pact is where the code was.
The code to what are we trying to find out again exactly?
He sent a message to someone on the hard drive, presumably his girlfriend, Lady Love.
Quinn did.
But I don't know anything else outside of that.
Okay.
Well, they were able to crack the code. This guy was able to crack the code somehow by reading the old version of the pact. And then what did it say? Does anybody remember?
Everything's bullshit. Like, it wasn't in those words, but
but basically the notion is everything's
it's
a lie.
rigged.
Okay.
Yeah. I may have to look up exactly what it says in case people don't watch the show at all and just get their information through this, which I highly
God.
recommend.
It's
I
funny.
highly
do
recommend
it.
doing.
Don't recommend you do that.
Texas Taurus, Chris Dang, just
We are just all friends talking about the show.
don't waste your time watching Silo. Just get it all from us, baby.
Watch Squid Game season 2 instead.
You know, okay, what else happened in this episode? We did see a lot happen with what's her name? Juliet doing things. Okay, so there's like a quick little recap that happens before the show starts where we hear the voiceover from Solo saying if you come up too quickly, you could have bubbles and you could get really sick or you could die. I think we do see her like kind of like getting sick, and then she remembers what he says, and then she goes back into the water, I guess trying to reverse whatever she did by coming up too quickly.
That didn't make sense.
Right? I was like, wait, can that actually work? Can you like reverse bubbles?
Remember he had to pump the tube? There's no one to pump the tube. How was she getting air?
I don't know.
It didn't make sense.
But then, surprise, people, there's other people in the silo.
Three.
So, and then last week we learned that Age knew that little secret that there's other people in that Solo silo.
It was just like, one in the comic.
There's a lot of people,
really?
so it's like a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's even more people. But
yeah, me too.
Those people suck.
I thought it would be like one other person, but then there's a kid, a girl, and I think a guy as well.
By the way, just call back to a minute ago. The message that was found on the hard drive said, if you've gotten this far, you already know the game is rigged. So yeah, basically it's all bullshit, whatever Age said.
Lies.
But yeah, when we first saw that there was somebody else in the silo and it was just a man in the dark that said he had killed Solo, I was really worried that they were going to do multiple personalities twist and it was going to be like,
I kind of thought they were going to do that too.
Like, no, I hate multiple personalities.
That would have been bad.
Really? I thought
it's my least favorite twist. It's like the least creative and most annoying thing.
For a second, I did think the same. That's so funny. We both thought the same thing because I thought like when she like was like charging the person and she looked like shocked. I thought like we were gonna see Solo. We didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna be pissed off if that happened.
Yeah,
because I think it's lazy. But that also kind of brings up that Solo, like the person said they killed Solo.
Yeah,
but we don't believe that, do we?
Don't think so, but then why would they lie? They're very mysterious.
They shot Juliet.
Yeah, to scare Juliet.
I was like, damn, you're gonna really try to kill her? Like, that's not nice. Arrow.
That's rude.
Super rude. She's the main character.
Is she though? She's barely in this season.
She's having her Daemon Targaryen problem where she's all fucking off on her own storyline.
Oh no.
I think that's part of the thing that it's kind of killing me, but she is like the main character.
Yeah, it's this is I mean, House of Dragon season 2 is pretty bad too. Her thing is not as bad as Daemon being in wherever he was.
At least he was having cool hallucinations.
Having dreams all the time. I would say her thing, like we've learned more like lore. There's a whole other silo. It's like a big deal within this show.
True. Yeah. I guess I just feel more annoyed at this because I think overall I'm just not enjoying the ride of season 2 for this show.
Season 2 in general is like crappy, so you can complain about everything, but there's still more story unfolding with like Juliet and Solo than there was with Daemon being in Harrenhal. Was that where he was?
Harrenhal. It was more divorced from the main plot. You're right there. It was just like its own thing. They could have cut it entirely and nothing would have changed. At least in Juliet's case, like it is integral to the story.
Yeah. It was all like inner monologue of like a character that I feel like they were too worried that they had made the character like a little too hard to read. So they just started giving you like a lot of his visions to be like, this is what he thinks.
He wants to bone his mom.
Very, very on the nose with the dreams. Dreams were the worst part about that season.
Mm-hmm.
I have more to say about Daemon Targaryen and Harrenhal than I do about all of Silo season.
No. Let's go back to Silo.
Damn, I was just about to like say Texas Taurus, if you're still watching, House of Dragons did come up, and it came up pretty naturally too. Sometimes we just stop and
did.
say like, what movies have you watched this week?
That's our way. It is a good
Yeah.
way.
It did. It was a good comparison because she is like split from the rest of the main
Yeah.
people,
But
just
it
like
is much
Damon.
more natural for the story.
Now I have to
Yeah,
talk about
I
my
guess.
biggest complaint.
Thankfully, she's not having
Your
dreams.
biggest what?
Huh? Go ahead.
My biggest complaint of the episode is how they edited in her portion of the story into what is currently happening elsewhere. And I'll tell you why. Pacing wise, it is incredibly frustrating to be like watching boring talking scene. And then Juliet's like running around, getting shot by an arrow. And then they cut back to, oh, here's Sim's wife doing something. And then Juliet, oh, high intensity. I got to go back in the water. And then, oh, back to some stuff. Like, I really, really greatly wish that they had just kept all of the Juliet scenes for the end of the episode because they're like really heart pumping action scenes to finish the episode on a bang. But at the same time, like, can you keep those boring scenes interesting without cutting to Juliet? I don't know, but I didn't like it at all. It was really, really annoying to go from like calm to like just pacing wise, it was all over the place. I think it was poorly
I think
edited.
that is-
It didn't stand out
I
for
think
me.
that's fair
to be honest.
assessment. I think that's a fair assessment because it kind of reminds me of how sometimes there would be episodes of Game of Thrones like that too. Sorry to bring it up again, but it reminds me of that because sometimes like when they would have those like long talking scenes on Game of Thrones, but then they would end it with like a Daenerys and Marine or wherever the fuck she was, and I was like, okay, this was a good episode. It ended with some dragon fire, so I think that's fair.
Kieran Culkin.
Breaking, your boy won Best Supporting.
Yeah, I kind of
Kieran.
expect him to like sweep.
What was he
that
in?
category? A Real Pain with Jesse
Is that
Eisenberg.
good?
It was solid. It's short, so like just watch it. He's great in it. I guess Melissa did make a point like it's similar. It's like his personality is in both like the Succession character and the Real Pain character, but I think just like the narrative and the way he deals with it as an actor are different. Like it's a different kind of situation. And he's just so entertaining. Like his personality is entertaining. He brings that to everything. And then he has the emotional range to be like, okay, he's still a good actor, but
That's a drama.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's Jesse Eisenberg and him. So they're funny guys, but it is a drama. It's about them. Like they're like cousins. And they go to Poland to go on like the Auschwitz tour because their grandmother was like in the Holocaust and she just passed away. So they're kind of
drama.
going to bonds. Yeah, but they're funny guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
His character was really real, Kieran Culkin. Like I feel like I know people like that for sure. It was good writing too. Jesse Eisenberg wrote it and directed.
I didn't know that. Good for him.
My most hated.
Good for him.
What's the villain in Superman? Yeah, he
Lex?
sucks as Lex. He's great. Not as Lex.
Well, yeah, I mean that movie
whole movie was
overall, I
trash,
think
yeah.
not loved. I'm worried about Nicholas Hoult in this.
I mean, he's great and everything, but again,
I
like,
love him.
He's a great actor.
You're probably
but,
just worried that the
I don't
movie
know.
is going to be trash. Yeah.
Yeah, overall,
What movie?
like I'm hesitating to
The
get excited.
new
The new
Superman.
Superman for next year.
Oh, that looks good.
I know, but I've gotten excited before.
I didn't
but
know it
wait.
was even going
I
to
will
happen.
reserve-
I think I'd have higher
Yeah.
hopes if it wasn't part of a universe.
Mm.
Because I feel like when it's part of a universe, they have to throw in a bunch of like side stuff that's going
That's
to
what
be
it's triggered.
popular, like that's going to make sense in other movies instead of just like
Mhm.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
stand alone and let's focus on what makes Superman cool and important and not sacrifice any of that for sequels or like spin-offs.
Which they showed us like other superheroes in the trailer.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was like, it's just got to be
Ah.
Superman. It's just
Who are
got
the
to
other
be like
superheroes?
Yeah,
I saw a
just-
dog.
why are you adding
Just
other superheroes?
dive in
this?
on what makes Superman good, and then
I
A
agree.
dog.
Which is why I'm just like, I don't know about this. But you know what happened in Silo this week?
No dog.
Other things happened.
what else happened? What did we miss?
Down deep. Oh, okay. So this lady Walker is gonna be like his double agent, which sucks because I like her, but then they threatened her
I
ex-wife.
want to know,
but
how
she
did
still
she climb the
obviously
stairs so fast?
don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Do you
Used to be
remember when
agoraphobe.
people used to take episodes to go up and down the stairs? This is
Yes,
Game of Thrones
and that's
all over
why
again.
they used to say people haven't been up or down in years because like they just stick to where their
I just
floors
think they
are. So it's
forgot
like, you know,
to put that in the plot. I think the writing is
plot
bad.
convenience.
Forgot.
Plot
No, yeah,
convenience.
it would have been inconvenient to make that last several episodes.
Kind
Isn't
of
that part of the
forgot.
world building though? Like, don't you want to be immersed in the world where you have to actually like struggle with their
Dude.
struggle of going up and down the stairs? Like, you saw people using grappling hooks.
Yeah.
Like, that is a symptom of the stairs. Like, this show has taken me out of the show. I am out of the
Yeah.
world. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, that's a great point. That was also a season 8 Game of
Yes,
Thrones
it
Oh
problem.
was.
god, it's
Just kidding.
terrible.
Yeah. So then that happened. So that's, I think that was like an interesting thing though, kind of like flipping her and like forcing her hand
I feel
by
bad for
becoming
her.
like his
I
spy.
relate to her.
Yeah, me
Mhm.
too. I do feel bad for her. And then what else happened in this episode?
Oh, the IT guy told Sims, stop sending your wife asking for favors.
Which he didn't ask her,
No,
right? She's just
he
doing things
doesn't
on
know
her
that
own,
though.
right? Yeah. I was like, she
What
didn't do
was the
anything.
favor?
I mean, he didn't.
Information of something.
Oh, of what the shadow
Item?
was doing.
Mm.
What Tim Robbins' shadow was up to, which was looking
information.
for
Okay, so
information
information.
from Salvador Quinn's family. I like that new the guy that's replaced Common.
The guy he met in the
that's
field?
like
Admonson.
the one that's like looking into this stuff for him and being like, don't send your wife for favors.
His name is Admonson.
Great. Admonson.
It is.
I like him. I feel like he's much more.
Is it the guy who we met in the field with Common in the field?
Like, he doesn't seem to think that. Sorry, Common doesn't seem to think that he's doing a good job, but he seems like a normal person and a character that perhaps we can follow. I mean, he's got to run into some weird stuff too. Like, everybody in the silo is going to run into something weird.
The character in general is like fine. It's totally just like somebody stepping into the role that Common had before he became the judge. But
isn't that how we met Billings? He was stepping into someone else's role.
Yes, but I'm just talking as an actor. I feel like I'm buying what he's selling a little bit more so than I was Common last year or some other people. Billings too. That the actor that plays Billings kind of makes me cringe sometimes.
I think what's going on with him is very boring. Like, they're taking it a little too slow. He just showed his wife the picture of Georgia or whatever. Like, the show does this terrible thing where you're looking at something interesting is happening, and it'll just cut away and forget about it. And that sucks. Like that. Like him showing his wife, like, they're like, oh no, I'm sad. I'm going to cry. But like, what is the conversation?
But it's like, it's also, okay, it's like, I hated that because it's again like information that we already have. We already know. We already saw that page.
We know what Georgia is.
Yeah. We already saw the forbidden item. We're just
but I guess now we're supposed to care about Billings' relationship with his wife and the fact that he's hiding stuff from her.
No, I think what they're trying to make us care about is Billings' relationship with the Pact, with his trust in his world.
True.
Like the right thing in the world to do.
Yeah, there's some of that too. I just, you know what, the Billings thing, that actor, like the scene that really annoyed me was the one where they have that guy in for questioning and he's trying to be tough. I just did not buy him as a tough guy. He's like, when are we getting to the helpful part?
Wait, which part are we talking about?
I don't recall.
Was that in another episode?
It might have been in last week's because I did watch them like back to back.
Back to
but
back.
I don't know. I think it might have been in this one. They were trying to figure out like who the rat in the silo or in Mechanical was.
So that's the
last week.
last. I think
All
that's
right.
the last.
Well, it did annoy me when he was trying to be tough.
And I know that Shirley went downstairs and wrote what's that kid's name? Somebody's name on the wall.
You're right. I don't even
No, it was the kid
know.
who saved the silo who died by gunshot. But I'm trying to figure out, like,
Yeah.
why should we as the audience give a dang about her writing this graffiti downstairs? Like, Cooper, right?
Yes.
Cooper was the kid who died.
Oh, forgot the name. Maybe to like humanize her. Maybe it's like building up the emotions. She's gonna get ready to do something. I don't know.
She is not a compelling character.
Hey, Shirley is
The
Shirley
woman with the
Shirley
short hair.
is the down
Okay.
short hair,
I was
kiss Knox.
confusing her with yeah, she's not a compelling character. I don't like Shirley or Knox. Like, I guess
Me neither.
they're necessary because they represent like the uproar and mechanical, but they're just so like boring.
Who's running the silo while they've been running around everywhere? Like the electricity.
Well, really, I guess Bernard is running shit.
No, I
Like,
mean
he's
the
playing everybody-
electricity.
Oh, well, they have the other because like Knox is everybody's boss, I think, down deep. So like he has his employees that are actually working in the silo.
I have to go back to season 1 and see like how
everything
tough
works.
that job was, because they made a whole big deal about there's an apprentice for Juliet and Juliet is the apprentice for Knox, and oh, what are we gonna do if no one knows what's going on? And literally like half of mechanical is dead or gone.
Some of them are down there building weapons. What's up with that? What's up with the weapon
Was it
building
this week
guy?
or last week where mechanical shuts down everything?
That was last week, and IT still had the power on.
And IT still had the power on. Yeah. Okay. So that gives you some kind of clue into like mechanical's power. They can shut down pretty much everything, but IT will stay on.
Right? The thing is, doesn't IT always stay
Yeah.
on?
Exactly. That's why I think Solo and the other silo is locked himself in IT. Right? Is that accurate? And he's pretending he's pretending.
He's very
he's pretending he was, which I'm starting to like realize he would have been like Bernard's shadow. Like that's the equivalent of who he's pretending to be.
Yes.
In the other, like that's pretty funny. He's clearly not that.
I feel weird about this show in that we have seen every episode of this show, and yet it's like, I don't know.
We're still extremely confused about like the mechanics of it.
Yes, because it's just hard. I mean, for me personally, it's just hard for me to like be engaged with the show.
Who's our favorite character? Have we even said like personally, like what is our favorite character? Because I don't know.
Oh, favorite character? It's
Andres is gonna say Solo.
No, I mean,
I think Solo's my favorite character for real.
Solo is a good character. Yeah, it's hard to not just be like pick your favorite actor because some of the acting is so bad.
And, but also because the characters are so flat.
No. So I mean, obviously, I like Tim Robbins. I like Steve Zahn as Solo, and I like Rebecca Ferguson, even though she, like we've said, she hasn't been given much to do.
What if Steve Zahn
season?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Saving Silverman in the 90s? It's really fun. He was in like some funnier 90s, early 2000s movies. But then like the more recently, he's been like in small roles in shows like this, like good character acting. He was in the first season of White Lotus. He was Sydney Sweeney's dad.
Oh.
Did he do that? Is that? Oh, that's the song.
That's the theme song.
Okay. Yeah.
I forgot. I've seen both seasons only once.
I play the theme song every time.
I'm excited for season 3.
Me too.
Yeah. It's in Thailand. I forgot the premiere month.
Severance is this month, supposedly.
Oh, nice.
Well, congratulations to you guys waiting 3 years for that.
Yeah.
Was that 3 years?
It's not going to live up to the hype. There's no way.
I watched that first season twice. So good.
It was really good. I might need to recap it because I haven't watched it since it came out.
It's better the second time because you know.
Yeah, true. I should watch it.
All right. Any last minute thoughts? Because today's going to be a shorter show.
Oh boy, gotta watch those globes.
Last minute thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm looking here. White Lotus
Mhm.
season 3 will premiere on February 16th, 2025. So we have that to look forward to.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Squid Game S2, watch that. It's a great season 2.
The Asian man from Shogun won Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Television Drama at the Golden Globes.
That man has been acting since birth. He's great.
And if you guys still haven't seen Wild Robot, watch it. It's nominated tonight for Best Animated Feature.
Wild Robot was great.
I boo-hooed. I haven't cried in a film in a long time. I had an interesting journey with that movie because like it starts and I was like, all right, this is fine so far. It's like cute. It's kind of like, all right, she lands, she meets this duck, a gosling. It's going like but when's something gonna happen? But like when like the learning how to fly montage starts, I was like, oh God.
I don't have context, but I did watch The Last Temptation of the Christ last night.
Oh.
Scorsese!
That would be a great movie if he remade it. You know?
No, it's an excellent film. Don't touch it.
No, it would be much better if he remade it because
look at that baby reindeer.
They're all like New York accent people doing the.
Oh right, Jesus, why are you building crucifixes?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and there's a point like where somebody gets killed and they do it like it's the mafia, like they're just like. It's so New York. It's the most New York like Jesus movie. It's funny as hell, but if he remade it now, it would be so authentic, and it would be a lot more powerful because it's distractingly Brooklyn.
But I love that it's funny. It's good and funny.
Close out the show. Andres will tell us really quickly his thoughts on Nosferatu.
Oh, Nosferatu. I mean, it's great. I'll just say it's in my top 5 along with The Wild Robot. From this year, Robert Eggers does not miss, and I won't say too much else about it for now.
If he does Labyrinth, I didn't want a remake, but I heard it was him, and that I'm fine with it now.
Yeah, if you like Robert Eggers, see Nosferatu.
Where's my worm?
If you've seen his stuff and you don't like it, don't watch this one because they're all kind of similar.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, do you think this is a bit more accessible to people?
No, and I don't know if he'll ever make that. I think he should stick with his style because he's the only one doing it, and there is like an audience for it that loves it. But there's a lot of people that it's not their thing.
The reason that I asked is because like he did like a remake. It's like a known character, so I was just wondering like if any of those elements would like kind of
but he did his own like take on it. Yes, we see the troll worm thing. Yeah.
I see the troll.
Hello.
The worm troll.
He did his own update on it, which I feel like made it worthy of even redoing it at all. Which was the.
Do you guys like the original?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any Nosferatu.
I mean, it's good. It's just from 1922, so it's silent and dark and stuff. But
there's that one in Shadow of the Vampire, right? Which was about the making of it.
Yeah, and then there's also a 1970s Nosferatu. So it feels like one comes out just about every like 50 years with like a new director's interpretation of it. I've never seen the one from the 1970s, but I feel like, I mean, Eggers did a really good job of kind of reflecting what the story means to him. And I thought it was a very different take from anything I've seen. Like, considering it is the Dracula story retold, this was like a really unique perspective, I felt.
Important question. Was Nosferatu sexy?
I mean, you'll have to tell me.
I heard he was.
You know what a good looking.
No, but he's kind of like a ghoul.
What I liked about this iteration.
Shogun is just.
It should.
What a great
show. Oh, the other Japanese actor. Okay. Yes, he was great. Supporting. He was awesome. He was awesome. What I liked about this iteration of Nosferatu in terms of the character is I felt like this one really like represented an entity more so than a vampire or something small.
I like that.
More so like more than any other Dracula or the original Nosferatu. Like he was like darkness embodied in like a character. It was very like poetic because of that, because you had this character that like so clearly represented something bigger. And Eggers just kills it. Melissa, you didn't like The Witch, but did you ever see Lighthouse or The Northman?
No,
I didn't see The Northman, but Lighthouse is incredible. And The Witch, I really like that one.
Yeah.
I didn't like it my first time though.
I'm still curious. I'm just gonna wait till I can see it at home because I know that he uses like older English language. So I want to be able to have the closed captions on so I can.
That's like my favorite part. I turned to my friend in the middle. I was like, like the way they talk is always my favorite part in these Robert Eggers movies. And the lighting
Lighthouse is like that.
And Willem Dafoe just is such a master of like that style of acting, of like using that language and still like saying it in a way that is so like authentic and honest. He's the man.
Yeah. Okay, with that, we will close out. We will see you guys next week. We got 2 more of these, and then we are almost done. It has been quite lovely sharing the screen, the YouTubes, and this little tiny part of the internet